right, about to hit the trail. We're going that way. I've made some revisions. I decided not to bring my quilt and just my sleeping bag liner because it is way too hot out here. I'm also going to bring along a pair of camp shoes because why not, you know? Got the Garmin InReach Mini, using this for the first time this trip. Got that all set to go. It's super hot out here. I've got my hoodie on today. I went swimming in it earlier, so it's been drying. I might get it wet a little bit before I start hiking, but we're gonna get this show on the road. All right, and I'm off. This is the warmest trip I've ever been on, and I am feeling it. And I am not far into this trail. There's a deer in the middle of the trail. So most of this trail is pretty sunny. There's a lot of areas that don't have any trees at all, but luckily the primitive sites have some good trees. Finally, some good shade. I think I'm getting close. There are way more bugs than I thought there would be, so I'm definitely going to put on some more bug spray when I get to camp. Well, we're going the right way. Well, made it to my campsite. This is where I will be. Campsite B. Something I don't see a lot is this MSR through hiker mesh house series. They make it in 3 sizes, 1, 2, and 3 person. The 2 person is perfect for a roomy 1 person trip, so highly recommended. It's great for like really hot trips, and you can pair it with a tarp. I'm gonna pair it with my Hyperlight Mountain Gear flat tarp, but I might not put it up tonight. It's so hot, I don't know that I want to block any breeze, so I might not even set it up. And instead of using trekking poles for this, which you can and you're supposed to, but I am going to use a continuous ridgeline from Dutchware. Dutch makes these ridgelines for hammocks and whatnot, but it works really, really well for setting up this shelter. So I'm gonna do that. And there you have it. That is the MSR Through Hiker Mesh House 2. So it's just a classic A-frame. It's got 1 door. Even though I knew it was going to be too hot to bring this piece of gear, I had just gotten this sleeping pad in the mail and I really wanted to test it out for its comfort level. 10 out of 10 on the comfort, but definitely too hot to bring on a summer trip in Texas. Plenty of room for 2 people, but excellent for 1. I didn't bring my quilt because it's so hot. So I just brought my sleeping bag liner, and the pad I have is really warm, so we'll see. I might regret it, but it's only gonna get down to like, I don't know, 73 or 78 maybe tonight. It's like 95 right now. So here is that Dutchware ridgeline. I've got a Dutch hook here. That's attached on one side. And then we go down to some soft shackles. So these you can move freely on the line. tighten it where you like. And then I've got the tent hooked up to it right now with a mitten hook. But I typically, when I set up my tarp, I'll hook my tarp to the soft shackles. So same thing on this side, soft shackles with the mitten hook. There is a piece here. I'm probably doing this wrong, but it's putting tension here and keeping the line from pulling through. So someone comment below, let me know if I'm doing this wrong. I'm sure I am. I know that it's supposed to like go down to a stake with a trekking pole, but I decided not to use my poles to set this up since I have this ridge line. But this works out for me. I just tighten it up on here. I've got all this extra, so I just lay it over the tent for now. So over here on the other end is a Dutch wasp. So what's cool about these is that the line is passed through it, and then you tie it off here at the end, and that keeps it from moving. And then this little hook allows you to use mechanical advantage, tighten up real tight on it. You get your mechanical advantage on there, and then you loop it around the front end and the back end. I love that the no alcohol sign is a martini glass. Like, who is making martinis out here? Today we are making Fernway Food Co. green tamale pie. I've got my handmade recycled pearwood spoon. This thing is wicked nice. Looks about the same, but let me tell you, this smells so good. This is probably the best smelling backpacking meal I've ever had. I mean, it's got like full pinto beans and a whole bunch of peppers. Wow. Well, that just tastes like you're at a Mexican restaurant. And the flavor's there. A+ for me. Well, it's like 8:20 p.m. So not very late. I just got in my tent, just finished eating. It's really hot. It's like probably 90 or 85 still. The sun is setting. I brought a deck of cards so that I wouldn't be too bored. So I guess we're just gonna play cards until I go to sleep. I guess I could give you the tent tour. Over here, I've got my new sleeping pad, which I'm testing out. Over here, I got my shoes and some stuff sacks and some water. I have a spare tent stake, my shoulder pouch, which I'm using as a fanny pack right now. That's got my wallet and keys and stuff. Here's my deck of cards, my power source, my Garmin, my headlamp, my cord. This is just a ditty bag with some stuff. And then I've got my BioLite little lantern. This thing's sweet. Also strobe and red strobe. So, dance party. in the tent. So, unfortunately, I had to bail on my trip. I had been having a really emotional week. Things were not feeling great, and being outdoors wasn't making me feel better. It was adding to the stress, and that's rare for me. It was almost 100 degrees, and one thing is for sure, I will never go on a backpacking trip or even just a general camping trip when it's reaching 90 degrees or higher. This was the hottest trip I've ever been on, and it definitely showed, definitely challenged me a little bit more. And I even got a chance to cool off in the lake and even cool off in a shower at the campgrounds. And that helped me for a little while, but it wasn't enough to like last me through sleeping out there. And around 10 p.m., I just still like couldn't get comfortable. I was sleeping in nearly nothing and I was still sweating. And I will say that is in part to the sleeping pad I brought. I knew that that was probably going to be an issue. It was way too hot. I was miserable, and I decided it wasn't worth it because I was only an hour and 15 minutes from home. Got to my car and got home a little after midnight. It made me feel like I wasn't cut out for backpacking, and it's taken me a few days, but like I've really reassessed that. And if you happen to be on a trip where you don't have the availability to bail, I applaud you for continuing. I also applaud you if you continue when you do have the opportunity to bail. This was a learning experience for me, and I'll definitely take that with me on all my next trips. But I won't take any more for quite a while because I don't really get the opportunity to get outside of Texas. So I probably won't go on another trip until like November. But I hope I can spend the summer training and getting more equipped and more comfortable for time out on trail. I will plan a trip for November or December of this year and work towards that goal. That's one for the books, I guess.